Hello everyone, this is a Southern Hellenist. I am back with another video. So this is known as a generalized video where I talk about one subject, but I will use it in multiple places. And this is part of the educational aspect of my videos. And the reason that I give out this information is people, I don't care if you're practicing Kemeticism, Hellenism, Heathenism, Roman Reformism, whatever. This information can be really valuable if you are trying to figure out where you are as a polytheist, as a pagan. I know some people don't like the word, but we use it. So, one of the things after you have discovered or you have chosen your path, you have to discover one thing. What period of time are you focusing on when you are trying to practice? Now, I already have my period of time that I've chosen when I have my altar. And later on today, I will show you my Greco-Egyptian altar. And you'll see a couple things that, that are part of it. So, if you're practicing heathenism, you don't really have a fixed point in their history because they didn't write anything down. Everything was oral, unless you're talking about the runic stones. If you are talking about the Celts, that's a little bit different. What I mean by that is you have two periods. You have the pre-Roman period and you have the Roman period. The pre-Roman period has no statuary of any kind. And I did find out about this on, I forgot the name of the website. I really should write this stuff down, and I don't, which is my loss. But they were talking about that, that prior to the invasion of the Romans, the Celts, and this is actual truth, this is actual fact, so take it as a fact. So the Celts, they used to be working with like the Greeks and the Romans, and they had an allyship with them until they decided to start ransacking. And they ended up going to Delphi. Now there is a picture of the Celts in Egypt. They're on top of a statue of Horus. And they went to the city of Delphi, and they laughed at the statues. They did not see the need for statuary. So that's where I get that from. I get that from what onlookers said about them, especially in the area of statuary. So you have people like the Celts that are laughing at these statues, thinking that they're probably the dumbest thing they've ever seen in their life, not realizing that several centuries later their descendants would be accepting statuary. So if you are Celtic, or you're practicing a Celtic religion, especially if you're focusing more on like Gaul and places like that, you will have a period, you will have either the pre-statue period or the statue period. What I mean by that is before Julius Caesar and after Julius Caesar. So after Julius Caesar, besides there was a sudden influx of gold, you suddenly have the carving of statuary. Something that would have been laughable centuries before. If you are focusing on Hellenism, you could either, there's really kind of like everybody, it seems, is drawn to the golden age of Hellenism, or the golden age of Greece, and they focus their practice on that. Of course, they may also focus on Sparta, or Athens, or Rhodes, or in those places. In Kemeticism, it's a little bit more different. You will have three periods You'll have the beginning, you have the old, the middle, and the new, and then you have the Ptolemaic period. 9 out of 10 I can get that name right. Or the dynasty of the Ptolemies. So the Old Kingdom will probably have Ra as the central figure. But then when you get into like the Middle and the New Kingdom, you more have like Amun. Amun is the chief god, and then it goes into it. Though I think Osiris also ended up becoming important. I really have to check to see if Osiris became prominent in the New Kingdom or the Middle Kingdom. Anyways, so if you're reading about a certain period, you definitely be like, okay, what god was prominent during that period? So you have these two different cultures. You have the Greeks that look at the Egyptians as their ancient ancestors because they've been around a lot longer. And then, of course, you have the Romans who are in love with the Greeks, just as the Greeks were in love with the Egyptians. And, of course, the Romans were also in love with the Egyptians as well. If you are focusing on the Roman period, you might choose empire, well, not pre-empire, but like I forgot the name of it. I cannot, my brain is like just not working right now. But yeah, so you might choose a period of time in Roman history or Roman religion where there was no statues, and then you might choose a period of time. You might choose it during the Republic. You may choose it when there was kings, and then you might choose a period when there was emperors, and then you go into a lot of things like foreign deities and stuff like that. So those are the different things. Now, if you choose the Ptolemaic period, like I said, once again, probably butchering this already. You're talking about a fusion of like Hermes and Anubis, Hermes and Thoth, Serapis, which was like Osiris and Dionysos and Zeus and Hades and Asclepius to form was known as a composite deity. So so you have that, and then of course you have all these. You may have incorporations of other things, or you have certain gods that are connected to other certain gods. But the thing about it is, if you choose the Ptolemaic period, you have to understand that even though the Greeks identified certain gods, because I know I did a video on Saturday or yesterday where I talked about Set and Typhon. When you go and you have these deities that are identified with each other, you have to understand is that these deities were still considered separate and distinct deities. It wasn't like, oh, we're just going to put Bast and Artemis together and form a new deity. That's not how it worked. Alexander the Great did not destroy ancient Egyptian religion. He just Hellenized it. And that's what he did. And you have to understand that when you are practicing what has to be the most unpopular period of time. Doesn't matter if you're Kemetic, doesn't matter if you are a racist Hellenist. The Ptolemaic period is probably one where you don't really have a lot of followers, which is why I do videos like this, because I want to get that information out there for people that are interested in practicing this form of Hellenic, what I call Hellenic Kemeticism. But anyways, so I just want to get on here and just talk about that. My next video is going to be the ultra video tomorrow I will be doing a video about what kind of offerings I give and the difference between the two groups and how they approach offerings. And so I will see you guys around. So until next time, may you be happy, healthy, most importantly be safe, and held with God's. Bye.